Good morning, Mr. Jenkins. Sir, you're charged with resisting arrest. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On March 2nd, 2025, officers were
right out of the gate, Judge Fleischer isn't messing around. Resisting arrest up to a year for $1,000. But notice he's already hinting something's off. I don't know why an assault hasn't been charged. That's a judge who's reading between the lines before the prosecutor even finishes. Question for you. Do you think the state dropped the ball on the assault charge, or are they saving it for later?
Dispatched to a traffic hazard. Upon arrival, the officers were monitoring the traffic and crowd control of patrons leaving the bars that were closed around 2 a.m. At approximately 2:20 a.m., the officers observed an altercation occurring in front of D-Bar. Officers ran toward the crowd, telling them to stop. An officer approached, crowd dispersed, and the officer observed the defendant punch a male who fell to the ground and was semi-conscious. The defendant and the complainant do not know each other. The officer yelled at the defendant to stop and observed the defendant use his right foot to stomp on the complainant's head while he was laying on the ground semi-conscious. The officer grabbed the defendant and the defendant tried to stomp on the complainant's head again, who was now unconscious. The officers were successful in taking the defendant to the ground, and the officer told the defendant to place his hands behind his back, but the defendant refused and resisted by holding his hands under him in front of his chest. The officer was able to get his right arm out and behind him, but the defendant continued to resist and hold his left arm under his chest while the officers continued to give orders to put his hands behind his back. The defendant resisted and said he did nothing wrong, and the officers were eventually able to handcuff and detain the defendant.
I don't know why an assault hasn't been charged yet. I need to speak with the complainant and the officer to figure out what's going on with that. But yes, there does need to be an assault charge.
Mr. Jenkins, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go back to this location. I'm going to put an ankle monitor on you so I know where you are at all times. You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm giving you a curfew. I don't want you out in the middle of the night. Do you understand? Sir. If I find that you violate these conditions, I will put you in jail. I will do everything in my power to protect my public at all costs. 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Yes, Judge.
You're not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case, not to be in possession of weapons.
This is for you, Judge?
Yeah, not to go within 1,000 feet of this, of D-Bar.
Excuse me, Judge. I had hired a lawyer, Miss Timberly Davis, TJ Davis Law Firm. I don't know. Yes, sir.
I don't have anyone here. I don't have anyone that filed any documents. So what we can do is we can reset your case to give you time to hire this person.
I already paid money and everything. I don't know what it is.
I don't know why they're not here. I mean, it's already nearly 11 o'clock. Usually lawyers get here, you know, she may be, or she or he may be busy somewhere else. I don't know. So what we can do is I can have you go to Ramona Santa Rita. I'll have you get with Felicia for your bond conditions and we'll just have you take a seat to see if they show. Okay? You know what's expected of you. I don't care who is representing you. I don't care who it is.
Small farm animal. Did he just say that? Judge Fleischer, with the line of the day. He's telling the defendant that he doesn't care who you hire. If you're a danger, he's locking you up. But here's the legal reality. The judge's authority to set bond conditions is almost absolute, and he's using it to send a message.
Small farm animal, you are a danger to my public. I only have one place for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good morning, Ms. Davis.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Pretty good. Have you heard PC on your case yet?
No, sir, I have not. I've been on hold though but I haven't, they
So
just let me in.
Let's do this. We'll have, is it, Ramona, who is it?
Jenkins?
Come
Ashton
up.
Jenkins.
I'm right here, sir.
Come on up. Your lawyer's here now. We're going to do probable cause again so she can just hear what happened.
All right.
Okay. Do you mind?
Yes, Judge.
Please.
I'll state it again. On March 2nd, 2025, officers were dispatched to a traffic hazard. Upon arrival, the officers were monitoring the traffic and crowd control of the patrons leaving the bars that closed around 2 a.m. At approximately 2:20 a.m., the officers observed an altercation occurring in front of D Bar. Officers ran towards the crowd, telling them to stop. As officers approached, the crowd dispersed, and the officer observed the defendant punch a male who fell to the ground and was semi-conscious. The defendant and complainant do not know each other. The officer yelled at the defendant to stop and observed the defendant use his right foot to stomp on the complainant's head while he was laying on the ground semi-conscious. The officer grabbed the defendant, and the defendant tried to stomp on the complainant's head again, who was now unconscious. The officers were successful in taking the defendant to the ground, and the officers told the defendant to place his hands behind his back, but the defendant refused and resisted by holding his hands under him in front of his chest. The officer was able to get his right arm out from behind him, but the defendant continued to resist and hold his left arm under his chest while the officers continued to give orders to put his hands behind his back. The defendant resisted and said he did nothing wrong. The officers were eventually able to handcuff and detain the defendant.
He is, at this point, only charged with the resisting. I don't know if they're going to do any further charges in the future for the assault. I have ordered him as a condition of his bond not to go back to this location, not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I put a monitor on his ankle so I know that he's not going to go back and that he's not out in the middle of the night. I have given him a curfew because I just, you scare me, and I don't want you out in the middle of the night.
Well, Judge, if I can, when you're done, Judge, I don't want to interrupt you, but if we can consider, because he hasn't been charged with anything else, what I did hear is I hear that these officers arrested him that night, and I'm quite sure that whenever they called DA intake, they ran the facts down just as they wrote in the DIMS. So, and the reason I'm asking that we not, so I'm interested to see whether or not the charges were outright denied, or whether it was referred.
They were
And because we don't.
All charges were refused, and I've reached out to the intake ADA to see why they were refused.
I mean.
And so I guess the only thing that I was asking, Your Honor, is because they were refused, what we don't know is the back and the front and the forward and all the other in between of this. So I am asking if an ankle.
Now we're in the meat of the argument. Attorney Davis is pushing back hard on the ankle monitor. She's calling it overkill for a mere resisting arrest. But watch Fleischer. He's unmoved. He says, I'm going to do it just for now. That's a judge using bond conditions as a lever.
Monitor not be done on just a resisting arrest, and a curfew not be done on just a resisting arrest.
I'm going to do it just for now. If I see that he can behave himself for a while, then come back and we can talk. But for now, I don't want him out in the middle of the night.
Can we just say he not go out in the middle of the night, Your Honor? But I mean,
no,
the only reason
then I can't see that he's not doing it. I'm going to pay for it. So it's really, I'll pay for everything. So money's never an issue. How do I know that he's actually sticking to his word? I won't. The only way I know is a monitor, and I'm going to do everything in my power to, protect my community. If that means keeping you at home at night, that's what's going to happen. So, like I said, Ms. Davis, you can always come back after some time. We can discuss. I can, for the life of me, understand how they would just deny. I don't get it. But
I guess when my only thing is, Judge, and I guess I'm urging it because if we have an ankle monitor on, and I understand your fears, the charges have been reduced. If we're going to look at it in terms of being safe for the community, something could happen in the daytime. I just don't want to put, and I'm asking, a restriction on somebody who can't go to work, who can't go get Pampers, who can't go get milk. Emergencies for the middle of the night.
I did 9 p.m. If you want, I could do 10 p.m. I'm always willing to work around a schedule for work, but I'm going to put it on you. That's it. I don't want you out in the middle of the night. I don't want you going to bars. I don't want you going to clubs. I don't want you using alcohol, illegal drugs. That's it.
I get you. I got you.
So we'll come back after some time. Any more issues? Talk. I'm always ears.
I know you are, Judge. Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate you for listening.
For sure. And so you want 9, you want 10, whatever you want.
If we can do 10, Judge. Mr. Jenkins.
Okay.
I guess I did not foresee this on just a resisting arrest, Judge. What are the hours you work?
Currently, right now, I'm at Exxon Mobile in Baytown working 6 to 6. I work overnight. I just got off work coming here.
That's a problem.
I can
And
talk.
so that,
I'll
and
talk to my
that's,
job. I got you.
that's
cool.
why I was, and so Judge, that was why I was concerned. I knew that he worked. His sister used to work for me as a paralegal. And so I knew that there was some nighttime going on here. I just, I didn't know, I didn't anticipate this, so I would have had my issues together. Can we make it to where he is only to go to work at
No,
whatever
not
day?
for now. I don't know him. I don't know how he's going to be. Let some time pass and then we'll come back, talk to your work. Yeah, I don't want to prevent anyone from working, but
So is he able to at least go to work, Judge, and take the curfew off and say that he is to only go to work? Because if you
no.
have an ankle monitor
How do I know
on,
he works? How do I know he works in the middle of the night?
no,
Other than
what I'm
at
saying
work.
is, Judge, is if he has the ankle monitor, Your Honor, then you can see him leaving from his house to his job.
No, Miss Davis, how do I know he actually works in the middle of the night? I have no proof of that.
Well, okay,
other
I'll
than
tell you
him
what, Judge,
saying
can I come and bring you a check? Do you have anything on your phone right now, Mr.
I
Jenkins?
got check stubs
No,
right now.
I'm not. I will. You guys do that at a different time.
All right.
I mean, I have a lot of business that I still got. I got another courtroom
Okay.
full of people still to deal with. So
Can I
come back
approach you
when we
next
can-
week on it, Judge?
Absolutely.
Yes,
100%.
sir. I'll approach you next week on it.
For
Your Honor.
now,
I got
no out in the middle of the night.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Come on.
Thank you.
So, Timothy, give me a second. I'm gonna get your date.
Thank you, Judge.
Or you tell me. I guess tell me what day you want.
I was just gonna come off docket, Your Honor, next week. I'm gonna
Okay.
get him to send me a photocopy of his check stub so I can present to you, because I don't want him to lose a job on a misdemeanor resisting arrest. I just need him to work. He gotta pay me.
This is the moment that hits different. Davis drops the reality check. It's already hard enough for Black men to get jobs, especially with this hanging over his head. She's not just advocating, she's humanizing her client in front of a judge who's all about public safety. And Fleischer? He listens, he pivots, he offers a Monday meeting. That's the mark of a good judge, strict but willing to bend when you show him you're serious. The question is, will Mr. Jenkins actually show up with that pay stub, or will he blow it?
So
I get it.
I don't want him to lose his job. It's already hard enough for men, especially Black men, to get jobs, especially with this hanging over his head. So he may lose his job, and plus he may have a situation where he can't go out and perhaps get another job.
Hey, you want to get together Monday? I'm happy to do it.
Yes,
I'm here
I
Monday.
will do that,
So,
Judge. I'll
whatever
be
you
there
want.
on Monday
Okay.
in person to show you.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Bet.
So his appearance is waived.
It's sure.
And Judge, we will be filing assault charges on this case at the time because the complainant was unconscious. He couldn't state whether he felt pain or not.
Did you hear that? That's why
Either way,
charges
Judge,
are
I
known.
just, if they're gonna file, I just I'll do my research on it. They can contact me, let me know, but either way, I just want to talk at least about him working. That's
Yeah.
the very least. And then I can get a regular court date for him later with Ms. Bernal. But I at least want to come in to talk to you about him being able to work,
Okay.
and show you some proof, if
Okay.
I can. Okay.
Done.
So Ms. Bernal,
All right.
whatever date is good. I think I have another case in your court coming up. Can we email you what date that is so I can put both of my cases
Yeah,
together?
but
And
do
then
it with
I'll come in.
Ramona's Ramona's here today. It's not Victoria. So
yes,
email
sir.
Ramona.
I'll have
Okay.
the court call, my office call Ms. Ramona, and then I'll be in personally judge in person.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey, wait. We need you to file an attorney record too.
We filed actually, but I'll get him to refile it. I'll get him to refile everything.
Hold on, Timberly. I'll see.
Thank you, Your Honor. We filed an appearance of counsel.
This is on Mario.
Jenkins? You want to say something? No, we haven't.
Bottom of
I don't
five.
see my pendants coming here. Let me see it fixed. Probably.
Even pending, maybe?
No.
No, I need to file one.
Yeah, you needed to file it because they don't see it.
I'll have my office. I thought they did, but I'll follow up, Your Honor. No problem. I'll take care of
Not a
it.
problem. Okay,
I'll take
Timberly.
care of it. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
have
you. Can
Yes,
I be
ma'am.
excused, Your Honor, or do you need me to talk to Ms. Ramona on the phone?
we're good.
Tell her to put it in the chat.
She's in the chat.
Will do.
Okay. All right, that way. Good morning, Mr. Medrano. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On March 1st, 2025, the officer observed a white Honda CRV involved in a minor accident. The defendant was traveling southbound on Dennis Street when he struck a 2016 gray Lexus. The defendant admitted to consuming alcohol recently, and standard field sobriety tests were administered. HGN 4 out of 6, walk and turn 6 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant refused breath.
Hey, he admitted to consuming alcohol recently. So what?
And Your Honor, there are no other indications of intoxication listed in the DIMS.
No slurred speech, no bloodshot eyes, no,
We don't have that.
not even an odor of alcohol.
No, Your Honor. None
Your
of that.
Honor, what we do have is that there's an accident and another officer told him that he thought that the defendant was intoxicated. We don't know what that other officer observed,
Right.
based on the DIMS
Yeah.
facts.
All right. I'm going to find no probable cause. Mr. Medrano,
I'll explain.
hey, be careful, man. I mean, look, every single day, someone dies from an alcohol-related collision in our county. Every single day. $50, $40, Uber, anywhere you want to go. Don't matter where you want to go. You know what I mean? So, all right. Good luck, please.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks.
I came early.
Son?
Yeah, my son.
Nice. That's right. Good job.
Thank you.
You've already been here before, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm so sorry.
No.
What's going on?
Judge, I came earlier this week on a Jamalit Bojorquez, and
Is it on docket today?
no, it's not on docket, but you told me to bring her in. You said it
Did
was.
she get an immigration bond or something?
No. She just she had a pretrial bond. She
Did you have a violation or something?
No, she just didn't show up that day, so they issued a
Okay, what's your cause number?
cause number is 25309.
I remember now.
Yeah,
Right. Okay, 09.
52.
That's it. So this was she never appeared for her arraignment. We issued a warrant, so now she's here. Do you mind bringing her up?
Yes.
Do you need a translator?
No, she speaks English. She's a U.S. citizen.
It's 2530953.
2530952.
Ahem. Ahem.
Bruce, can I get that call?
Yeah, it's 2530952. You are Ms. Borroquez.
Yes.
Ma'am, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You had court on October 2nd of last year. We issued a warrant for your failure to appear. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge.
Please.
On September 25th, 2024, the officer conducted a traffic stop on East Sam Houston Parkway in Harris County, Texas, after observing the defendant driving 70 miles per hour in a 50 mile per hour zone. The officer requested to consent to search the vehicle, and the defendant consented. The officer found a ball of white capital labeled tramadol on the front passenger seat. The defendant told the officer she did not have a prescription.
Okay. Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you run her license?
Yes, Judge.
The only issue I have with the case is what's the reason for the search? I mean, it's just nothing.
She agreed to it. I mean, that's,
I understand.
Her license is eligible. Your Honor.
okay. As long as you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance, you may continue to drive. I am ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs or unprescribed controlled medication. If I find that you're consuming any kind of illegal pills that are not prescribed, I will put you in jail. Do you understand?
I understand.
You missed court. I'm going to give you a get out of jail free card today, but you're not going to get another one. You miss court again. It's really not going to go well for you. I will revoke your bond and put you in custody. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
No more PR bonds. You pick up a new case, violate conditions, don't stay in touch with them. That's it. I'm not asking for much.
Judge, reinstatement?
Yeah, we'll reinstate the bond now. I'll leave it at 2501. Get ready because you will be tested. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so,
For the record, it was for her mom.
well,
But yeah, we gotta, yeah, so.
just get it and you guys do what you need to do. I want to make sure that she's just not using. You know, the problem is, and what a lot of people don't understand is they go out, they party, they take these pills. Nowadays, you have no idea what you're taking. Just not even like a little bit of fentanyl kills you, you know? You take oxy, take too much, you put your lungs to sleep, you die. So you got to be careful. I don't know whose, I'm just, be careful. That's it. You got but one life. All right. We'll have you sign a reset with Ramona, get you Felicia for your bond condition, Felicia, and then you're free to go.
Thanks, Judge. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Rand. Ready? Tyler, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's roll, nerds. Come on, shut up.
I'm here on two cases. One of them is mine and one is for David Smith.
That's okay.
Jennifer Leggett is my client's first
Please.
appearance. Miss Leggett, come up. It's a DWI first appearance.
Okay.
I will tell you that there's a successfully completed PTI before, but this is a first, as a first. She did good and completed that before.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that yet. All right, you are Miss Leggett.
Yes.
Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
On February 28th, 2025, officers were dispatched to an unconscious driver, and upon arrival, the officers spoke with a firefighter who stated they found the defendant unconscious in the driver's seat of the vehicle with the engine running. The vehicle is registered to the defendant, and the firefighter also advised there were open containers of alcohol in the vehicle, and the defendant showed signs of intoxication. After Houston Fire Department cleared the defendant was detained and driven to a parking lot for further investigation. The defendant stated she had been drinking at a friend's house, and the officer found an open bottle of wine on the passenger seat and a 12-ounce can of Lubanzi in the driver's side door that emitted an odor of an alcoholic beverage. The officer observed the defendant to have slurred speech and glossy, watery eyes, and standard filter sobriety tests were conducted. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The DIC was read and the defendant refused to provide a sample. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Are you telling me that she has alcohol in the car while she's driving?
She had open containers. There's no cold touch or any other indication, Your Honor.
Ms. Leggett, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm now ordering you as a condition of your bond. You are not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock in it. If I find that you drive a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock, you become a danger to my community. I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand? I don't know if you have a problem with alcohol or any illegal substance, but if you do, this is now the time for you to address it, because if you don't, and I see it becomes a problem, I will do it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. You understand? Now, you've got a great lawyer. Listen to him. He will take care of you. But if I find that you pick up a new case, do anything to, like I said, endanger. Now, you will also be randomly tested for any kind of illegal substances. So they may call on you to come test. If they do, you must come to downtown to test. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming to court. But you must stay in touch with him and he'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. For now, I'll have you go to Ramona, sign a reset. After that, we'll have you get with Felicia for your bond conditions, and then you're free to go, ma'am. Okay?
Thank you, Judge. We already did get a reset day, so.
Okay. So she'll need guardian
Jury
there.
box.
Got it.
This is a pre-trial. And then I have Wendy Moran, Judge.
Okay.
Ms. Moran. This is David Smith's client, but, you know, we office together.
Not a
I'm
problem.
covering for him today.
Is this a new lawyer with you in your office?
He's up for counsel.
Okay.
He was the misdemeanor chief in Brazoria for 17 years. He lives in Houston. He made that trip for 17 years every single day.
Hey, what was the last name again?
Moran. Did you pronounce it correct?
Okay. Ms. Moran, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On February 28th, 2025, the officer observed a vehicle traveling without any headlights or taillights on, and a traffic stop was initiated. The officer observed the defendant to have bloodshot eyes, and the defendant stated she had been drinking and was at a bar. The defendant stated she had one shot of Don Julio tequila at approximately 12 a.m. and when asked about a scale of intoxication from 1 to 10, stated 2. Standard field sobriety tests were administered, HGN 4 out of 6, walk and turn 0 out of 8, one leg stand 2 out of 4. The defendant consented to breath, and the results were .078 and .084.
Ms. Moran, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming, I will revoke your bond, put you in custody. Do you understand?
Yes.
Any priority to be honest?
No priors, Your Honor, and driver's license is eligible.
Okay, so because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but you must stay in touch with them and they'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If for some reason your license does become suspended, you are not allowed to drive, and then they'll just keep you in the loop about that. I'll have you go to Ramona, sign a reset. You'll get with Felicia for bond conditions, and then after that, you're free to go, man. All right,
Thank you.
please.
That's all I have,
Thanks,
Judge.
guys.
Thank you.
Good weekend.
You too.
See you, Tom. Come on up. Good morning, Mr. Simon.
Morning, how you doing?
Sir, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On March 2nd, 2025, the officer observed a black Dodge Charger run the red light at a high rate of speed at Victory Drive in Harris County, Texas. A traffic stop was initiated, and the officer asked the defendant to roll down all windows due to the dark tint on the vehicle. Upon approaching the defendant, the officer observed there to be an unholstered black Glock 9mm handgun in plain view on the passenger seat, and there was an unfired cartridge inside the chamber of the firearm and also an extended magazine inserted into the mag well. The defendant is 19 years old.
Okay, Mr. Simon, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. As a condition of your bond, I'm ordering you not to be in possession of weapons. You understand?
Right.
If I find that you have a weapon, I will revoke him on, put you into custody. He was a driver, correct?
Yes, Judge. He was a driver.
Can you check his license, see if he has a valid license, please?
I'll run it, Your Honor.
You're not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. You must have car insurance. If you do not have both, then you're not allowed to drive. Do you understand? That is also a condition of your bond. Now, you've got a lawyer. He'll take care of you. I'll waive your appearance, but you stay in touch with them and they'll tell you when you have to come back to court.
He's eligible, Your Honor.
Great. I'll have you sign a reset with Ramona. We'll have you take a seat while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it and then you're free to go.
Sure.
Ramona, did you want to say something?
Judge had states gone.
States, yeah. Yeah, okay, please, that way.
Judge,
Good morning, Mr. Olvera. Sir, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're also charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. On the gun case, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. On the DWI, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 28th, 2025, the officer, while on patrol, observed a black Camry driving north on a south-only street at the 1700 block of Durham Drive in Harris County, Texas. A traffic stop was initiated, and the officer made contact with the defendant, the driver of the vehicle. The officer observed an odor of an alcoholic beverage and bloodshot eyes. The defendant stated he was coming from a housewarming where he consumed 1 alcoholic beverage, a 12-ounce Modelo, about 2 hours prior to the traffic stop. The defendant stated he did not know he was driving the wrong way, and standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 1 out of 8, one leg stand 1 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC and refused to supply a specimen. The defendant's motor vehicle was searched incident to arrest. The officer located a loaded Glock handgun found in the center console, and a blood search warrant was signed and executed.
All right, Mr. Olvera, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you run him to see if he has any prior DWIs? And
No prior,
license?
his license is eligible, Your Honor.
All right, I am ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, your bond will be revoked. You will go into custody. You understand? Do not pick up any new cases. Don't be in possession of any weapons. If you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but you must stay in touch with them. For now, I'll have you go to Ramona, sign a reset. You'll get with Felicia for your bond conditions. Then after that, you're free to go. Be careful. Don't be a danger to my community. Do you understand? Yes or no? Okay. All right. Thanks. Take care. You are Mr. Gurley.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 27, 2025, at approximately 11 p.m., the officers observed a vehicle repeatedly fail to drive in a single lane, nearly striking two other vehicles as well as the inner curb. A traffic stop was initiated. The officers made contact with the defendant, the driver of the vehicle, and observed slurred speech. DWI task force officer arrived on scene and made contact with the defendant, who had just exited the vehicle, and observed a visible loss of balance, red glassy eyes, slurred speech, and an odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant stated he believed he was on Gulf Freeway and El Dorado Boulevard when he was in fact far away from East Sam Houston Parkway and Genoa Red Bluff Road. The defendant admitted to coming from a business meeting where he consumed 2 old fashions and standard field sobriety were conducted. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 8 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The DIC was read and the defendant refused to provide a specimen. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
May I address the court on that, please, Your Honor?
Sure.
So in terms of, the accuracy, I guess, of the DIMS report and the accuracy of the summary here, I take great affront with what the police officer alleges here. We do have the video cameras right now. We have the dash camera video that shows that what the police officer is alleging is not nearly what actually happened out there at the scene. As he approached the vehicle, we can see when the dash camera kicks on, he's in excess of 1,000 feet away. So it's not like he's been following him for a long period of time and that there would have been a lot covered before the camera kicked on. But there's not even 2 vehicles anywhere near the vicinity that he could have even possibly nearly run into. There's only 1 vehicle and he's within his lane and he isn't nearly striking that vehicle. As far as what actually leads to the stop, we see in the video that Mr.
I can't get into the video. Now,
Okay.
this is a probable cause hearing, and I have to give them the opportunity to respond. I can't imagine that they've already seen the video.
Sure. So I've addressed these issues with the state thus far, and I know that they've set it for a state eval to evaluate these cases. I just personally have an issue, and I've had some experiences where police officers lay out what's obviously valid probable cause for this purpose,
Obviously.
but is not accurate.
Mr. Stewart, I'm happy to set it for like a formal probable cause hearing in like a week where we give them time to look at the video, research case law, due diligence. But here now, when you start getting into video, you start getting into evidence, I can't possibly, I need to give them time.
Yes, sir.
Because it's
I
only
understand.
fair.
I understand. So I understand that the 4 corners of the DIMS and what the state has alleged here certainly constitutes PC. I understand.
Sure. I mean, we have, weaving,
Right.
justifies the weaving by saying he's almost hits this and there. As a practical matter, theoretically there's probable cause. As a practical matter, is it beyond a reasonable doubt?
Sure.
Maybe not. I
I
don't know.
understand.
But, we can always set it for a hearing and I'm always ready to do it. But I got to give them time.
Okay.
You know?
So I'll allow the state to do their eval that we've discussed this morning. I spoke to Ms. Balance about that this morning. And maybe that resolves this and maybe we don't need to have any kind of hearings or.
And I'm happy to give you whatever date you want. If you want to do a week, 2 weeks, as long as you're okay with it and however long you want to.
Absolutely, Judge. We would just need to speak to the officer and do.
Sure.
Sure.
Right. Okay.
So if we want to do a couple of weeks, could we waive Mr. Gurley's appearance at that?
Yes.
Room? Okay.
Yes. But I have to do conditions. Now,
Yes, sir.
did you say, look up his NCIC, any
There's no
priors?
priors and his license is eligible, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Gurley, for now, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward. I am ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. You will be randomly tested. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, then I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand?
That's right.
You're not to do anything don't pick up any new cases. Don't be a danger to my community. I'm not asking for much. I just want my street safe. That's it. I'll have you go to Ramona, sign a reset. You'll get with Felicia for your bond conditions, and then after that, you're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Whatever date you want, credit.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Have fun, guys.
Good morning.
Mr. Mitchell, you're charged with driving while intoxicated.
Acabo de manejar ebrio.
You are facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine.
Una multa de $2,000.
You're going to do probable cause.
Causa.
You have the right to remain silent.
El
Anything you
silencio
say can or will be used against you.
será usado en su
You have the right to have an attorney present.
tener un abogado
If
presente
you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
para
Yes, Judge. On March 1st,
el 1 de
2025,
marzo de 2025.
the officer was
los
dispatched to a
oficiales
major
fueron
crash
despachados por un accidente grande
on Ella Lee
en
Lane.
Ella Lee
in
Lane,
Harris County,
en el
Texas.
condado Harris, Texas.
The witness
El
stated
testigo declaró
he heard a
que él
loud
oyó
crash
un choque
coming from
alto
outside his
que venía
residence
de afuera
and
su
observed the
residencia y
defendant's
observó el
vehicle
vehículo del
crashed
acusado
into a blue Subaru.
estrellado contra un
The witness
Subaru azul.
observed the
El
defendant
testigo
sitting in the
observó
driver's
al
seat
acusado sentado
of
en el
a red
asiento del
Toyota
conductor de
Corolla
un Toyota Corolla rojo
and removed the
y
keys
se movió las
and
llaves
smelled an odor of an
y
alcoholic beverage
el olor de una bebida
and bloodshot
alcohólica y
eyes.
los ojos rojizos.
The officer observed an
El
odor of an
oficial
alcoholic
observó
beverage
un olor de
bloodshot
bebida
eyes,
alcohólica, los ojos
and
rojizos
slurred speech.
y el habla afectada.
The defendant
El
stated
acusado declaró,
he
el
had
acusado
consumed
declaró
4
que consumió
margaritas
4 margaritas
and standard field sobriety tests were
y le hicieron las
conducted.
pruebas de campo.
HGN 6 out
Hicieron
of 6,
HDN 6 de un 6,
walk and turn
caminar
8
y
out of 8,
voltear 8 de un 8,
one leg stand 4 out of
una pierna
4.
4 de un 4.
The defendant did
El
not consent to
acusado
arrest
no dio
and a
permiso
blood
para su
warrant was signed and
aliento,
executed.
fue ejecutado una orden.
Mr. Menchu, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Any prior DWIs and a license?
No prior, Your Honor, and there's no license on file.
Mr. Menchu,
Señor Mancho,
I don't know what your immigration status is,
los
but
migratorios,
if you're not in this country with permission and you go to jail
a la
and
cárcel,
immigration finds you because they sweep it on a daily basis, they will put a detainer on you and you will be stuck like Chuck in custody until this case is over with.
caso
And then you will be shipped off to immigration.
termina.
Heed this warning. You will not get another.
Le van a
I
dar
see it happen every day where people get
de todos los
ICE hit detainers and they sit in custody for 6 to 9 months.
bajo custodia.
I'm now
6 a
putting
9 meses.
conditions on your bond. If you violate these conditions, then I will put you in jail. The first condition is you are not to drive.
No puede
If you
manejar.
do not have a Texas driver license and liability insurance, then you're not allowed to drive. I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to save 50 people, babies, whatever.
Es lo que sea.
Do not drive. The next condition is you're not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I will randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol
Consumió alcohol
and or
o
illegal drugs, likewise, your bond will be revoked. It will go into custody.
fianza, entonces vamos a
Pretrial services is going to call you to go take a test. If you fail to show up for the test, then a warrant will issue for your arrest.
dar una orden de arresto.
Do you understand what's expected of you?
Yes.
You get no more warnings. If you don't believe me, ask Marcos. He'll tell you good and well.
José Marcos le dice,
For now, I will have you come up to us here, swear to us that you're not going to drive.
y te va a jurar que
I will get you to Ramona where you will sign a reset. After that, you will get Felicia for your bond conditions.
después de eso,
Then you're free to go.
es de fianza, entonces lo
Thanks,
puede.
Marcos. Okay, take,
Judge,
you are Rachel Herrera. Herrera, you were charged with theft. You are facing up to 6
enfrenta hasta
jail
6 meses en la
and
cárcel
$1,000 fine.
de $2,000.
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent.
Silencio,
Anything you say can or will
lo
be
que
used
usted diga,
against
hay
you.
poderos usarlo, ser usado en
Can
su
we also
contra.
do the other one as well? Might as well.
it's a BWI.
It's okay.
Sure, okay, the last one. And Judge, that one's on page 17.
Got it.
Buenos días, señor Jesús intérprete. Por favor, conteste todo a voz alta.
Manos afuera.
Both of you are charged with criminal cases. We are going to do probable cause on each of your
Cada uno
cases.
de sus casos.
After that, we will determine whether we will do bond conditions. Each of you have the right
Cada
to
uno
remain
tiene el
silent.
derecho a poner silencio.
You have the right to have an attorney
El derecho a
present.
un abogado
If
presente.
you cannot afford one,
Solo un abogado, uno se le nombrará.
let's start with Ms. Herrera.
Yes, Judge.
Empezando con ella.
On March 1st,
El 1 de marzo
2025,
del
the officer
2025,
made
los
contact
hicieron contacto
with the suspect and
Con la-
complainant inside a JCPenney's
con
loss prevention office.
JCPenney.
The loss prevention team provided all information needed to place the suspect in custody.
Y en la
The
sospechosa tenía la persona bajo
complainant and loss
custodia.
prevention team
El equipo de
advised
prevención
they observed the
dijeron que
suspect
observaron a la
on CCTV footage
sospechosa
select
en
multiple
la
items
cinta,
on the store
poniendo
floor
múltiples
before
artículos
entering the dressing room
antes
with
de
a
entrar al
backpack
salón
she
de
brought in. The suspect
cambio,
then
la
exited the dressing room
mochila que
without any
tenía.
items.
Entonces
The
salió
dressing rooms
sin
were swept
artículos.
by loss prevention before
Miraron
and
el
after occupied by the
salón
suspect,
de-
and the suspect exited all points of
ella salió
sale
de todo,
without attempting to
pasó todos
purchase.
los puntos
The
de
total
venta sin
amount was
tratar de pagar. La
$203.
cantidad total fueron $203.
Going, did they find something else? Because it looks like she picked up a second case as well.
Furthermore, When
Además,
they took her to Humboldt jail,
además, cuando le
during a
llevaron a
search
la
at the
cárcel
jail,
Humboldt,
the staff found folded dollar bills in the defendant's jacket
encontraron
pocket,
dólares
which contained a
en el
white powdery
bolsillo
substance identified
de
as
la cosa que
cocaine,
tenía.
weighing
Se identificó
0.16
como
grams.
cocaína, que pesaba punto
Ms. Herrera, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case.
para seguir haciendo
I'm ordering you as a
paso.
condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, then I will revoke your bond, put you in jail.
Revocar tu fianza, lo pongo en la cárcel.
You're also ordered not to go back to any J.C. Penney as
Regrese a
well.
ningún J.C. Penney's.
Okay, so let's start on Mr. Velasquez now.
Velasquez, yeah.
Mr. Velasquez, you are charged with driving while intoxicated.
Ebrio.
You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
Yes, Judge. On March 1st, 2025, the officer responded to a loud music complaint from a vehicle at Main Street, South Houston, in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the defendant, who displayed slurred speech, a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, and very poor balance. Standard field sobriety tests were administered, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant consented to breath with results of 0.142 and 0.139.
Is he listening to music while being Hispanic? Really?
So that was the basis of the stop, was the loud music complaint, and that's when they approached the vehicle.
You never even said that he was driving.
And that's all there is, Your Honor.
Was he driving?
He was in the vehicle, but we don't have, and Your Honor, we understand, yes, there's
Nothing in
Nothing in the
says
DIMS.
he was driving either.
we don't have that information, Judge, so we understand if you find a PC.
Mr. Velasquez, I'm going to find that there's no probable cause to go forward with your case. You know, you need to be very careful, especially if you're not in this country with permission. There are a lot of people here when they go to jail and they don't have permission to be in this country. Immigration sweeps it on a daily basis, every 4 to 6 hours, you know? And if they find you in custody and you're not here with permission, they'll put a detainer on you and you'll be stuck in there for who knows how long. I don't know what your status is, but be very careful how you act. You understand? All right, please take a seat for me, sir. I've placed conditions on your bond, ma'am. If I find that you violate these conditions, I will put you in jail. I will protect my community at all costs. It doesn't matter to me what's going on. Do you understand? So do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, or would you like to apply for a court-appointed lawyer, ma'am? So, if you're going, we'll give you an application. I'll have you fill it out and then I'll take a look at it. For now, I'll also have you sign a receipt with Ramona. You will get with Fleischer for your bond conditions, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box, ma'am. She's being monitored.
I appreciate the effort, Judge.
Okay, Colin, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Super.
So you're saying that there's a problem with the occupational?
No, there's no problem at all, Judge. I got him, and he has a 2-year suspension for an ALR. I got that. I got an occupational license for him in November. He pled to a DWI first in December, and then met with his probation officer in January. She's decided that she is a license guru and that his occupational license needs to be signed by you. There is no suspension coming from you, Your Honor. He's on
Right, I did
probation.
suspend it.
No, and all he has to do is the DWI education course, and there will be no suspension from you. So she has wasted his time, your time, the CLO's time, and I'm sorry for being here to even bother you. He has no other issues at all. He just started. But he had to take time off work to come here and deal with this because she ordered him
You didn't represent him on the initial case, did you?
No, Judge, I did not.
It was
But
someone else.
It's George rule.
I remember.
They just want to
And
make sure that occupational is appropriate.
there's absolutely no reason why you need to admonish him, Judge. He's on probation.
I'm
He
not
has
going to.
conditions.
I won't.
I know.
I won't.
I know. I appreciate it.
Do you want, what do you want me to write?
That
I'm
you
annoyed.
approve for him to use it, or I can just have him sign it.
And Judge, I don't want to waste your time or the CLO's time. If I can email her personally, and I will CC you and the CLO to let her know what you say about
Just
this.
please include the state so it's not ex parte, okay? Include the state for whatever though.
I'll include the state, but it is an ex parte situation, so
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's
Okay, I
probation,
put I approved it, Colin. So.
Okay. I appreciate it, Judge.
Okay, man.
Hey,
He's here. Do you want me to let him go?
yeah, if we could.
Shatori's going to talk to him real quick.
Okay. Hey,
Let him-
I speak in dichos a lot too. So how do you say? ¿Cómo se dice stuck like Chuck?
In what? In Spanish?
Español.
I don't know. That's why we got translate, you know?
Good deal. All right,
All right,
Judge.
Brad. Take care, man.
You too. Have a good weekend.
Judge, I know you told James Pond that you were gonna give a PR bond to Alicia Rice, but she had already received a GOB and C4. She's only being held on a motion to revoke parole. It's a whole.
Then leave it. Then there's no need to do a PR bond. If she got a,
It's just a parole.
right, okay. No, you're right. Is James here or no?
He walked out before I could tell him.
Okay. All right, Ramona, you ready?
Yes, Judge.
Let's roll.
Bird, page 1 and 2. Oh, on page 1, sorry.
Courtney Bird, come up. Mr. Bird, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with reckless driving and unlawful carrying of a weapon. On the reckless driving, you're facing up to 30 days and or a $500 fine. And on the gun case, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On March 1st, 2025, at approximately 1:18 a.m., the officer observed a vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed, and the officer had to drive in excess of 130 miles per hour.
130?
Yes, Judge. And the vehicle exited from the highway, and the officer paced the vehicle bumper to bumper between 100 and 105 miles per hour. The vehicle was changing lanes and driving around vehicles that were traveling at the posted speed limit of 45 miles per hour. The officer caught up to the vehicle to get a closer read and paced the vehicle again at 92 miles per hour. The vehicle drove through a stale red light without stopping and into the intersection at 51 miles per hour. A traffic stop was conducted, and the defendant stated he was driving that way because he was on his way to his baby mama's house and that she wanted to go to the doctor. The defendant stated that he may have outstanding traffic tickets. The officer asked the defendant if he had any guns in the vehicle, and the defendant stated he did not. The defendant was arrested for reckless driving, and an inventory search of the vehicle was conducted, and the officers located a loaded semi-automatic gun found between the driver's seat and the center console. The defendant stated the firearm belonged to his girlfriend, and the defendant made further references and threats towards the officer.
You'd understand that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my public at all costs. And if that means putting you in jail and making your bond sky high, I will do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand? You are not allowed to drive, and you will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me you're not going to drive. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing every single time you drive. It's an offense in and of itself. Do you understand? And finding that there's probable cause to go forward on the reckless driving in addition to the gun case. You're also ordered not to be in possession of any weapons as well. If I find that you have a weapon, you pick up a new case, violate conditions in any way, I will revoke your bond on both cases, put you in jail, no more PR bonds. Do you understand? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? You work these. What do you do with yourself these days?
I just cost my job due to this case.
Okay. I'll have you fill out an application. Deputy Miranda is going to give you an application. I'll have you fill it out. I'll take a look at it. Keep my county safe. Do you understand? Come on. Good morning, Mr. Frazier. Sir, you're charged with indecent exposure. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On March 1st, 2025, the officer was at a Texas Roadhouse parking lot in Harris County, Texas, conducting a traffic stop. While on the stop, 2 restaurant employees approached the officer to state the defendant had just exposed himself to them by having his car window down to be visible to them and stroke his penis up and down. The employees provided a picture of the vehicle, the license plate, and a picture of the defendant. While trying to get an accurate location of the vehicle, the defendant began approaching the employee while she was on foot in the parking lot. 2 employees pointed out the vehicle getting ready to leave the parking lot, and the officer conducted a traffic stop. The defendant stated he was trying to get to a hospital for a laceration to his left leg, and the officer went inside the restaurant to view surveillance of the parking lot. The officer observed the defendant waiting in the parking lot before the complainants walked out. The defendant was parked further back than the complainants. When the complainant got into their vehicle, the defendant drove forward and parked next to the complainants. The complainants turned and observed the defendant to have a passenger window down, sitting up in the driver's seat, and stroking his penis in an up and down motion. The complainants drove off and came back to the defendant's vehicle to get a picture of the defendant and his vehicle. The defendant pulled forward again in a parking next to the vehicle with a woman facing away from the defendant. The defendant parked his vehicle and eventually drove away. The defendant drove around the parking lot and approached the complainant who was on foot searching for him. The complainant ran away in fear of being hit by the defendant's vehicle.
Okay. Mr. Frazier, we're going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm awarding you as a condition of your bond not to expose yourself to anyone in this county in public. Do you understand? If I find that you do, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds for you. I'm also ordering you not to go back to this place. Where was this?
A Texas Roadhouse, Your Honor.
Okay, you're not allowed to go back to this Texas Roadhouse. Do you understand? Likewise, if I find that you go back, then I will revoke your bond. So would you reach out to them to let them know that we have put these conditions in place so that if they should see him again?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Frazier, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, or would you like to apply for a court-appointed lawyer? Okay. Deputy Miranda is going to give you an application. I need you to fill it out and I'll take a look at it. Don't be a danger to my community. Do you understand? Okay.